Hello and good morning. It's another day. It's Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. And as you can see, I'm out and about right now. Today is going to be a day where I do a lot of work for my job and things. And right now I'm doing some errands real quick. After I finish it all up, I'm just going to head home and do the work. So I plan to spend a large chunk of the day working on the job. But after that, towards mid-evening and then into the night, I plan to continue to work on social media. I want to keep building up content, so I might film that and see what I do. But I also have some ideas that I've been thinking about, so I might try them out, but we'll see. Anyway, today's probably not going to be very long or interesting because, again, it's just a lot of working on my job, which I don't want to have to film and all that stuff. So we'll see if anything interesting happens. We'll stay tuned. What's up, what's up? It's now 7:12 p.m. I got all my work done. It was a long day of just work, and so not much interesting to film. But I'm eating dinner now, and we got shrimp, garlic shrimp, and Italian bread. Basic as hell, but I'm very plain. I'm not a huge foodie, obviously. I like plain stuff. I'm very simple in my meals, so I had one of those healthy choice beef and broccoli bowls that I got yesterday in my grocery run, and that was good, but it's definitely starving, so I'm gonna eat these. Again, it's hard to express just how nice it is to be able to eat because I'm freaking hungry, and maybe it's a little too much, but I just try not to let go of that feeling that, I'm lucky as hell to be able to eat like this, because if I was hungry in other situations, I wouldn't be able to do this. So as you can see, I'm all showered now and settled in for the night. I got all the work done that I needed to do today for my job, so I can relax a little bit now. I'm just gonna chill, work on some coloring videos. I got all my supplies to the side here. I'm also gonna brainstorm some music ideas, figure out how I'm going to start filming, because I think I'm just gonna do it right over here. Kind of get some more video ideas going because I want to be more regular about it. But before I do any of that, I do want to take a moment to talk about getting organized, because a part of me starting this channel, doing daily videos, uploading regularly, staying on top of things, is due to me becoming more organized in my daily life. And the way I was able to do that was a number of factors, but primarily it was getting my mental health in order. I can't stress the importance of getting the right therapist, because it's not just finding therapy and getting in, it's also finding the right therapist, because if you're not with the right therapist to help you dig into what you need to dig into, it's not going to be effective. I really recommend sticking with it. I know it can be difficult to find the right therapist and discouraging, and I understand completely, but it's so worth it, because once I got to a therapist that I really clicked with and was able to get into it, not get into an argument, but get into the nitty-gritty of what I needed to work on, it really started to improve my overall well-being, not just in my mental health, but just in my life. And it also put me in the position to be able to become more organized in my life. So one of the major things that I did to be more organized was using planners, because I'd talked about and I'd attempted to use planners in the past, but I always fell off. I would lose them. I would just get distracted or discouraged, and then they would be wasted because I can't use a 2024 planner anymore. That year is dead and gone. So I got 3 planners. Now, obviously, that's a little excessive, but the way I have it here is, this is my first one. This is called Day-to-Day Chaos. And so what this one is I'm just going to open up 2 random pages here so you don't see any of my terrible handwriting. But this is essentially day-to-day planner. So you just circle the days. This is the schedule for basically all day. You got your main goals, to-dos, your snacks, meals, water intake, exercises, important texts, emails, things like that. Over here you got ideas, notes, daily affirmations. Pretty simple, just to quickly write things in or circle. So this makes sure I keep up on my little tasks and everything I need to do in the day. And then this next one over here is my day-to-day planner. So you can see on here, if I just go to a random month back here, all right, we're in January 2027, I guess. So you can see this is basically what it mainly comprises of. It is just a calendar. And so I'll just essentially write in what I have during the month, or, add things as the month goes on. And then beyond that, you also have some notes over here, and you got an expense tracker, which I use very much. It's very helpful to have an expense tracker here. You could obviously just use Excel or even a notebook, but having it laid out like this, ready for you, is, again, with motivation and organization, it just helps to have it. And I have it for the next year and a half. So, you know, and the other thing cool is at the front you have these little slots where you can write things for each day throughout every year. So lots of little things in all of these planners, including this one, to just keep track of everything in your life and being able to write. Because all you gotta do is just take one look and a little bit of time out of the day just to take what you have and figure it out and write it in. Because it helps so much in the long run. Instead of trying to be scatterbrained about it and trying to juggle it, just write it down. Because also the process of writing, the connection it makes with your brain and everything like that, writing physically can do such amazing things, and from experience. And then the last planner that I have is probably the least important overall, but this is essentially my post tracker for social media and YouTube. So every day I basically have Zernosum written in because I post daily on this. And then I have, you know, my Mason Rex and coloring, color vision posts, my live streams that I want to do, and then maybe some other things, like maybe I want to have a day that I set that I want to film on, or a day set that I just want to set aside to edit things. I'll write those in here as well. So basically the whole notebook is just the calendar like this, and then beyond there are all these little papers here where you can write more details about every single day. And then obviously the weekends are down here. So having all three of these planners just really helps me make sure I keep track of everything and I'm not missing anything. Because for me, and I know a lot of other people like this too, but for me, if I have structure in my life and I have a thing where I can go boom, 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 then I don't miss anything. Because if I don't have that structure or planners to help me out, I'm kind of just like, do this, or just whatever's popping into my brain. It usually doesn't end ideally. But if I have the planners in the organization, I write stuff on the whiteboards, basically I can go, you know, planner, boom, 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 go through all these different things. And once I go through all of it, the likelihood that I missed anything important is super slim. It almost just lifts a weight off of my mind to just know, okay, I have this structure here that I can check, get everything done, and all I need to focus my brain power on now is just getting it done. The last thing that I do, and I guess it's kind of a tip, is something that I do. It's a little unorthodox, and there was a video I did recently where I mentioned that I have like a pen problem buying pens, as in like these kinds of pens, because I have a ridiculous amount. There's a video, just went over it very recently in a video, and this little pencil pouch here, I guess it's more of a pen pouch, carries all different colors. So this is the one I'm currently using. This is like a lime green. And by the way, these Pilot Precise pens, I'm using the V5, which is 5mm, I think. They sell like V7, V10. But the Pilot Precise pens, these are, I don't know if I could say the best, but easily one of the best pens that I've ever written with. So I really, really recommend these Pilot Precise. And I always love to color code things because one is just easier. Instead of just writing it all in one color, it's easier to pick things out when they're color coded. But also, even writing in my planners and circling things, doing all that, I find it just adds a little bit of excitement. Obviously, it's just changing the color, so it's not super exciting, but it changes things up just a little differently. So today I'll use lime green. Tomorrow I might use whatever I'm feeling, you know. I'll use black maybe. You know, maybe I'll go standard. Maybe I'll use red. Whatever I'm feeling, you know. I want to know what to expect throughout the day and know exactly what I need to do, while also having a little bit of authority and wiggle room to change things up a little bit, so I'm not doing the exact same things every day. So that's something I find that really helps too, because it can get a little monotonous doing the planners, trying to stay organized all the time, doing little things to change it up. It really has helped me too. So it's about 11:30 now, and I pretty much got everything done that I wanted to do. Got another coloring video edited and completed, so set up for Friday. I still have more clips and music ready to be edited, so I'm just going to keep doing that through the week and keep being ahead of the day so that I always have a stockpile of videos ready in case something was to happen. But I was also able to brainstorm some ideas for my Mason Rex channel. I have quite a bit of ideas for content now, and it's going to be nice to start making them, because I'm planning to post twice weekly to Mason Rex, and so on top of me playing, you know, songs that I like and talking about bad gig stories and stuff, I want to do comedy things, which I posted one recently, and it has over 1,000 views on Instagram, I think it's Instagram it has over 1,000 views on, which is crazy. Not that 1,000 is like a ton, but that's pretty good for me considering it's like I have no no followers. I was about to say subscribers, followers or anything like that, which is nice. So little steps. Like I said, I'm not paying too close attention to the numbers, especially right now. I'm just making content for the fun of it, but it's always nice to see, people like it and comment. And I think I may have gained a follower too, which is definitely difficult. Getting people to actually follow you is quite a challenge. So anytime that happens, I'm super flattered that anybody would take the time to follow or, subscribe to me. But so yeah, in addition to all that, I also, like I said, I got a lot of work done for my job, so it was quite a productive day. Not a ton of filming again, but I was glad also to talk about my planners and how I organized my life and was able to just get things more together and be more productive during the day. Because being a person that likes structure, having that kind of organization and planners and just being able to have a set out goal but also not completely restricting yourself to like a firm schedule, because I find that if I adhere to too strict of a schedule, if anything gets messed up in there, I fall apart. From the start, I need to give myself a strict structure of, okay, I'm going to do these during the day and I'm going to mark it in these books and make sure I'm always keeping track. But I don't necessarily have to do it in the same order. Depending on the importance, maybe I won't get to everything, but that's okay. Again, it's just all flexible. And even down to the little things like changing the pen color. Sometimes I'll do the same color 2 times in a row because I feel like it. Ultimately, I've found if I can find a way to just enjoy or get satisfaction more than anything out of being organized and doing this stuff, that's what keeps me on top of my game. Yeah, I would say overall another awesome day. I talked to some great people when I was out doing errands and things. Talked a little bit with my family. They haven't really ever been on this channel. I plan to have them appear later. Like I said, it's just now we all work. It's sort of rare that we're all four in the house and in a position to talk on camera and be recorded. So I might have to do it individually or separately, but I eventually plan to just have my family slowly show up on this channel because part of this series, a day at a time, I just want to be my life, and obviously my family plays a part in that, and we're pretty I think my family is pretty entertaining, so it'll be interesting to see if I'm able to get them on this channel. Overall, another good day, lots to be grateful for. I'm glad to have made another video. I'm going to go ahead and edit this soon, call my girlfriend just like every night. And yeah, thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I'll hope to see y'all tomorrow.